Back at the W3Champions finals with more support. Thank you very much, Marcel Hosowski, I think, with the $5 buying an undead profile picture, and Joe Kowalski with the €5 direct contribution. My memory is a bit foggy, but I'm happy, and undead always wins. I'm focused on the tournament through the labyrinth of confusion.
Nice one. Very good. Very good.
Indeed, very good. 4,445, also 2 subs here. Gickoff for 4 years and Hefty Sneeze for 32 months. You guys supporting like crazy, and it's beautiful. Beautiful is also the remainder of the tournament. We got 3 more games for you, where it was about the grand final before. Now it's about survival. 2 matches in the lower bracket, and we start with 2 Koreans. It is FoCuS, who has been in the grand final before, versus LabyRinth. For him, it's the best tournament run ever.
Yeah, and Rima Dima pointed it out earlier. We haven't seen him against any orcs yet, and I think orc might be his sort of specialty matchup, or so I've heard from people behind closed doors. So we'll see what he has in store. He hasn't been expanding a lot, but keep that in your minds. The Expo, very much a possibility here for LabyRinth.
And we gotta talk maps, guys. What is this? Remo, are you intoxicated or on pills? You say SV, Secret Valley, Shallow Grave, Rusty Creek?
Yeah, this is super cool. This is all new additions to W3Champions over the last couple of years. In fact, Secret Valley is super new. Normally, we see Concealed Hill, we see Last Refuge, Northern Isles, Amazonia, if we're unlucky. But this is wonderful. This is what I love to see. Unusual maps, unusual games perhaps as well. And yeah, wonderful to see both players here being willing to go outside the box, which kind of surprised me, especially with FoCuS, who's most of the time more by the book kind of player.
Yeah, I agree. This might just throw him off a little bit. We have, according to our stats, a first time ever. And that is crazy because the Korean scene isn't that big. They are great. They have insane skill, but not the biggest depth of all scenes. LabyRinth with his run here making it to the top 10 of the world ranking. FoCuS currently sitting at 5. This is a best of 3 for the lower bracket final to challenge Foggy. We'll see. How far can LabyRinth go? This is his run. Will FoCuS stop him, or will he go all the way?
All right. And we saw FoCuS's variety of strategies, let's say, against Happy earlier. The Wind Rider, 2 different styles, 2 different flavors of Wind Riders, and we also know that he's very much capable of the Farseer Headhunters, possibly the best in the biz, other than, of course, the best of the best, which is Lin at the Farseer Headhunters. So there could be some variety of play, especially if FoCuS can make it through LabyRinth into possibly the grand final, into a best of 7 against Happy. We're going to see so many different strats in this matchup today, potentially.
All right, we are on Secret Valley, man. It's of course an old school map. Do you know what was changed on this map, actually?
Yes.
You
yes,
do?
Absolutely. Yeah, the fountains are different. They still have the red drake there, but they also have a creep that does not sleep, so you can no longer heal, 1, during the daytime like you could before in that one specific location, but 2, you can't heal at night until it's crept out. There's also an extra creeps at a couple of the green camps, and there is importantly also an orange camp below and above the expansions, or at least there should be, which I don't see it. There is this,
yeah,
this
I don't.
SV,
Yeah,
this is old SV.
Yeah.
there will be another creep camp below and above the expansions, everybody.
Whoops.
Yeah, we are so professional though that we figured this out in no time while talking about the maps. And imagine you don't know this. And
Good thing you asked me.
Exactly. Professional tournament organizers, everybody. But how was this? This is kind of weird. Oh yeah, Secret Valley 2 is the name, I guess.
Yeah, it's quite sneaky because
the
first Secret Valley you see is the old Secret Valley, so I gotta find a new one.
I did find out yesterday there's a search.
Yeah, you can search. You can type in Secret Valley.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes that bugs out the game. Alright.
LabyRinth may be still playing against FoCuS currently in the game, not realizing everyone has left. Oh my god, I'm doing it. I still got it after all these years, he's thinking right now.
Well, in the meantime, while we have to cover some time, not only is W3Champions looking for more people, we are running weeklies every Wednesday in the Americas time zone, every Friday evening in the European time zone, and we need some helping hands. If you want to be an admin, if you want to help us set these things up, a little Orga work, feel free to reach out. We can need every single helping hand. Also, graphics guys, always appreciated. If you want to do some tiny things for our socials, always appreciated. If you have some cool ideas for the overlay and the stream UI, feel free to always reach out and help us get even better. And now we got the map, we got the players, we got the server, we got Flow TV. I guess we're just waiting for the go.
All right, and then we will discuss the map a little bit further. Maybe I'll be able to remember some of the changes a bit better. I was looking around, I was like, there should be a couple other things different. But the biggest change, of course, on this new Secret Valley is the fountain.
Yeah.
The fountain is a huge change, which would massively favor Orc in the past, as well as being able to just solo creep the fountain with the blade. So you can no longer do that. It's obviously the biggest change.
Okay, there we go. Bottom left-hand side is LabyRinth. Upper right-hand side is FoCuS. The starting positions remain the same. Here, the orange camp that Carson was talking about. It's one, of course, here, and one is here. What are the golems called again? War golem or something? They never sleep. They always fight and protect their brothers, the drakes. Apart from that, a classic map. Also, the expansion is a little bit twisted towards the main bases. So this is supposed to be easier to expand and to hold. Let's see if we can do it here.
Yeah, you would have seen the golem at the fountains on your marketplace FFA the other day, Neil. So
Correct.
That's the same one that's at the shop, I believe it is, on that map.
Damn, Carson, you know your FFA now.
That's just that's my favorite 8-player map. I love that map. Even though a lot of people hate it in 4v4. I've heard Todd say it's a terrible 4v4 map, but I absolutely love that map.
I love the setup so far. FoCuS once again with Farseer Headhunters. LabyRinth on the other side, going with the DK once again. He hasn't had a different starting hero, right? But I mean, against Orc, it's pretty much set in stone. It's really cool to see that LabyRinth can finally live up to the hype. It's, I think, his third W3Champions final, and we hype him up every single time. Once he made it to the top 8, once he was eliminated in the round of 16 even. But here we finally see why the sides, why the wands keep on hyping him for at least 1.5 years.
Yeah, I think you mentioned yesterday your player's favorite player, and I think that's absolutely right. I've heard so many people talk about how much they enjoy LabyRinth's play. Hitman says that he thinks that he's one of the best players he plays against on ladder. Duck says that he is his favorite undead currently. Heard it from plenty of other people as well that are big fans of LabyRinth, just because he's, you know, everyone can appreciate great micro, which is where the Sones and the Happies and all those come into play. The 1-2-0s in the past come into play. But for LabyRinth, you know, a player will appreciate strategy and, you know, being able to make plays and doing really technical, strategical, tactical plays. And that's what LabyRinth is kind of becoming known for in a way, and has good micro on top of it.
Yeah, I would say what Kivikaki was for the Farseer Headhunter, LabyRinth is for ghouls and undead expansion. Just, you know, with better execution on top of it. So even better than the Kaki, man. He paved the way for the new style of undead.
A player's forces are under attack.
And FoCuS paved the way for this style, at least at the top level. The Farseer Headhunters will start creeping. You can creep to level 3, but FoCuS might want to think about harassing eventually. By the way, Sacrificial Skull.
Yes.
And is this a Death Knight Expo? I was going to mention we could see possibly Lich expansion from LabyRinth. He is kind of a master at that strategy. But a Death Knight Expo, or maybe just to creep it, who knows?
There's an Acolyte, Carson. DK Fast Expo versus Orc. Yep. I pinched myself, I see it, and FoCuS sees it as well. It's like, what the? Nobody does this, you madman. Ooh, almost the lasted Ring of Region, of course, fantastic. Now that the fountains are occupied, but FoCuS is not gonna allow this.
There is a lot of normal damage here, though, for LabyRinth. Ring of Regen is going to be great. He's got skeletons, he's got ghouls. He can go for the surrounds, and he can, importantly, focus on those headhunters. FoCuS has Cloak of Shadows in case he does get surrounded. No Dust of Appearance available right now. Chain Lightning would be nice for last hits, but there's no creeps remaining. FoCuS might be eyeing for a Goldmine cancel, and he will almost certainly get it, but he's going to take some damage for it.
Exactly. The headhunters are getting intercepted on the right-hand side. Sick coil by Labby. FoCuS hurt. I'm not too sure if he built a shop early on, and I really hope they know that you can't heal up at the fountain before taking out the golem, because that would be quite a disaster. One cancel is, I think, still fine, but you can't allow more. Oh, FoCuS. Oh, FoCuS. Yep, there it is. War Golem protecting the fountain.
Yeah, apparently unaware of it. I mean, there's still a lot of similarities, so even if FoCuS and LabyRinth aren't entirely practiced on this map, most things are still the same, except for those couple of important changes. Notably, the shops in the middle, of course, still 2 consumables there, still same creeps as before, so those are something that FoCuS could eye for. If he cannot stop this expansion, he could go for the, say, Scroll the Beast Greater Mana that are available there.
But LabyRinth is stabilizing. FoCuS is still bruised. Maybe he overcommit a little bit, thinking that he could heal everything up, which is not the case. And LabyRinth is hunting for some headhunters now. Boop, there's one.
And almost level 3 on the Death Knight. One more kill, that will do it. Even if he surrounds, say, a wolf, he would be able to get that level 3. But he wants real units. He's going to go for the grunt, but taking a little bit of damage. LabyRinth, does he have a coil to save that ghoul? Does not for now, but a 1-for-1 trade is going to be fine if he can clean up some of these headhunters. There's level 3.
Ooh, and he's diving deep into the orc base, getting another one. LabyRinth firing from all cylinders. This is 3-4 kills, and the DK can, of course, easily retreat. Losing ghouls here is, I guess, fine for the moment, because his expansion is up, and he can just replace them in no time. But was that too many losses? I wonder. Both players are losing their entire army and are down to just heroes.
The grunt left over, level 3 now for FoCuS, which is going to be nice for, just having something to creep with once this Torn Chieftain out. Okay, Raider, Walker, it seems like for FoCuS. This may possibly be, it could be one of two things. It could be either Shockwave all in, and try to break that expansion with a level 3 Torn Chieftain, so that will be FoCuS just power creeping right now. Or it can be a very map-control-y counter expansion. FoCuS could creep his own expansion, and then just try to take all the creeps around LabyRinth's base with the map control that Raiders and Walkers and Tech Advantage give you. So we'll see what FoCuS chooses to do.
Okay, I was a little bit surprised there in the early game. First by the expansion, then by the War Golem, then by the timing of LabyRinth. How can he recover? Tech running for the undead, as well as the classic graveyard second crypt follow-up. Doesn't necessarily mean he stays with ghouls. He can also go fiends. But yeah, there will be Dispel. There will be Spirit Link and more headhunters. Oh, undershooting a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the TC with the first experience. Item also goes to FoCuS with the parry up. He's got to be a little careful with the DK now.
A lot careful as it drops lower and lower. It wasn't necessarily LabyRinth's fault that he lost that last hit. It was at 198 when he coiled, and then the Troll Shadow Priest just healed it to 202. So a little bit unlucky there for LabyRinth. That would have been a huge steal, of course, delaying the Torn Chieftain. And one more camp, and then it'll be level 2 for the TC. And then we'll finally see Shockwave or Stomp. Stomp would mean counter expansion. Shockwave would mean Raider bust towards that Expo of LabyRinth.
And LabyRinth is already fortifying this really well, expecting exactly that play with the towers, with the shop up front, with a third Ziggurat at the expansion, and Fiends, of course, can hide behind that. So, what's the play, FoCuS?
Scouting for the counter Expo and push from vulnerability. Heal Scroll is going to be nice, of course, with Spirit Link. It's always great to have heal scrolls available. And FoCuS looks for some damage potentially to a creeping second hero, but the second hero not out yet. In fact, tier 2 just now finishing for LabyRinth, and expect to see LabyRinth maybe stay tier 2 here and just try to get up a 70 supply army as early as possible, similar to what he did against Sock yesterday on Echo Isles 2.0. So we'll see if LabyRinth can get out of this without losing the hero, though. He can get stomped right now. TP's out for a headhunter.
Oh, Grunt. Not able to get it. But yeah, that was close. And maybe he wanted to force FoCuS into Storm, so he can't use Wave. But that's risky business. Second Ogre goes down with the mana stealing, not too bad. Sacrificial Pit on a map like this. Interesting. And tier 3 tech on the way, as well as the Slaughterhouse and the Lich. Counter expansion by FoCuS.
All right. He could still go for the Shockwave and try to do some damage, and that would also definitely secure his own expansion. He has yet to skill. He's got a double heal scroll. Very much FoCuS could do some damage here. Space filled pretty sick at this expansion, though. And there's the Spirit Link, and here are the Raiders.
It's kind of nice for the Shockwave, man. Everything lines up. It's a perfect target. 4 buildings and the Repair Acolyte. Shop is gone, but that base was exactly designed to hold on against these pushes. No more coils on the DK unless he uses the potion. Clutch shield scroll by FoCuS. So much healing.
And the Raiders are going to be able to find some Fiend kills for sure. LabyRinth has a mana pot, which he'll need to use sooner rather than later, but it seems like LabyRinth just wants to go for nukes aggressively as opposed to saving his own units. Of course, being on an expansion gives you the luxury of being able to make that decision. Raider goes down. Walker's going to go down. Nice burrow dodge on the ensnare, but LabyRinth has to be super defensive here.
Maybe fight in the shadow of the towers. Can't really reach. There we go. But there's nothing left, really. And he can't enter the back of the base. Did he block himself? No, now he can. With that,
wow.
DK is safe. So well designed. He indeed built a LabyRinth, and FoCuS doesn't want to enter.
Yeah, very perfect positioning on that sacrificial pit. And the Lich still has a mana pot. And LabyRinth holds on. The supply is even, but of course, LabyRinth's just waiting for the tier 3. He's definitely going to just go into upkeep as early as possible and try to break that expansion. LabyRinth does still have to scout it because, again, this could be somewhat of an all-in for FoCuS. He could be trying to break this expansion in LabyRinth's point of view. But if LabyRinth finds the counter expansion, he'll just go up to 70 supply and try to break it. But for now, it's FoCuS doing the breaking. The Acolyte's all one Shockwave away from death.
Oh, can he get this Spirit Tower? Maybe open the floodgates. TC waiting for it. That was a big one. And with that, not enough repair. The base is open. Well, what can he do with it? He doesn't want to push through that needle hole. It's way too risky. You get trapped there. But FoCuS is doing some nice damage to the second base while erecting his own second base and while taking to tier 3. Things are getting better and better for the veteran Orc.
Finds the statue. Nova finds the Raiders. Perhaps a 1-for-1 trade. Oh, deny potential. Nope, doesn't get it on the Raider, but 3 Fiends here. Ensnare could be dodged. Is dodged. Perfectly done by LabyRinth there. Beautiful burrow dodges so far. Level 2 Frost Armor could be a godsend here. Shockwave not used there. He wanted to kill the burrowed Fiend, and he in fact could, but didn't really invest that mana there, FoCuS, and LabyRinth just barely holds on. Supply still even, though, and economy even as well now.
Okay, 2 base, 2 base. Tier 3, tier 3. This is the way we love our undead and orcs. Destroyers coming. Getting a second sacrificial pit just to wall off. This is how undead built their bases back in the day when they got tanked all the time. Blast from the past. Also, Lich with Frost Armor against this Dark Ranger to shut up that big cow. And just straight up counter push with Fiends?
LabyRinth with not a ton of gold, nor a potion of invulnerability, which could be nice. Maybe he's just going to try to kill all the peons in Town Portal out. This actually would be an excellent play. But FoCuS is just counterattacking, and FoCuS has 4 Raiders. He could easily break the Haunted Goldmine and all the Ziggurats here for LabyRinth, and it's just going to be a trade of expansions.
That's a lot. He got full mana, Chainwave, 2 mana potions. This is so much AoE, but the Raiders might just be trapped. Oh yeah, he jumps right on top of them. Nova kills the first one. Speed Scroll used. Oh, Black Arrow, Fiend Shot is enough. Perfect precision by LabyRinth, who holds once again, leaving the Ghoul here to put a little bit of damage towards the Great Hall. But oh boy, these guys, full steam ahead. This is massive damage from all sides.
Yeah, LabyRinth is making a lot of smart plays here. I thought at first he was just going to go for the expansion trade, but realizing he would end up ahead if he just Town Portaled, leaves the Ghoul via just putting it on the trees for a second so it wouldn't Town Portal back with him, and then gets tons of kills with Coil Nova. Of course, Undead is always going to get a lot of kills initially in the fight, so if FoCuS is running away, LabyRinth is still going to be able to secure those couple of Raider kills, which he knew with that Town Portal. And now he just needs to rebuild the Acolytes. I think one thing LabyRinth could be doing a lot better would be to try to bring those Acolytes back a bit before that second Shockwave every time.
Yeah.
He's lost, what, 9-10 Acolytes to the TC so far.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, what a game. We were asking the question, like, how good is LabyRinth versus ORC? He is definitely entertaining, but FoCuS also a great game so far. Wolf is scouting the main, causing some trouble there. And TC and FoCuS, they burned through a lot of mana, but not through the mana potions. And here we go again.
Oh, the 5-way split only hits one Acolyte with that Shockwave. Nicely done from LabyRinth. This will be a forced town portal. The question is, how much damage can FoCuS get done? It's going to be a second Acolyte going to go down, and potentially a third with the Shockwave. Does land it, so 3 Acolytes for a TP. Pretty acceptable on 2-base, I'd say, for FoCuS.
I agree. He's getting rid of some economy. He's catching up. LabyRinth had, of course, the economy lead. Both in upkeep now. Both expansions bruised. LabyRinth can now finish the fountain, maybe, if FoCuS puts the pedal off the metal for a bit and gives him some time to recover and build that big 70 pop army. Also goes into Wyvern for additional damage, but LabyRinth with a perfect counter researching weapon.
LabyRinth now continues to creep. Dark Ranger at level 2 to control the TC that will eventually, I have to imagine, retrain into Stomp. Maybe even right now. He might just keep killing Acolytes, actually, though. But eventually, once they start fighting on 80 versus 80, going to need that retrain. And Fountain goes fully towards LabyRinth, who's nearly level 3 on the Lich. Coil Nova could land on that Raider if he desires. It is going to be able to get 1 kill. But LabyRinth, I don't know if he can take this fight currently.
Me neither. His army looks so weak. Shockwave on the both of the Fiends who are very exposed. There's no TP for LabyRinth. He has to take this.
Oh, could get a real nice Devour on all the Spirit Link as well as the Speed Scroll. Kodo has not eaten yet, but he might not have to eat because there might not be any Fiends left. Chainwave is doing a ton of damage. It's going to be 3 kills. The Destroyer is nearly dead as well, but the heroes could do a lot. There's still a statue alive. There's still Undead Tri-Hero, and we know with the Black Arrow what these 3 heroes
can do. A lot. You see it here. The Headhunters are melting with the back to the fountain and the Devour. The Destroyer is healing itself the entire time. We do get new skeletons. The Shockwave. Oh man, FoCuS really angry at that statue, and it falls. TC surrounded. No Stomp.
Wait,
only
is it dead?
I think so.
Dead?
Shuts him up. Skeleton has to keep the surround close. It's not that easy. Needs the nuke. Gets the nuke. TC dead. Bites the dust. So is the Raider. The Destroyer, will it finally fall? He threw 2,000 damage on that thing. Same goes for the Kodo. Is there another coil? There absolutely is. Level 3 Dark Ranger. Magnificent fight for LabyRinth. He got caught with his pants down, pulled it up, and smashed FoCuS in the face. What a game.
Sick heads-up play there. That surround. Oh my god. Like, he was already winning the fight, but then to land that surround as well. Okay, level 3 Wolves now, though. Harassing the expansion. LabyRinth is smart to block off so that the Wolves can't get in, and then right now they can't get out. And of course, the Sacrificial Pit can be turned into a Shade. A couple of those may be necessary. Surprised, actually, we don't see a Shade on the map yet. Maybe it died to Shockwave accidentally if we did see one earlier, but now it's going to be very, very necessary against these level 3 Wolves.
Even supply, even income, even tech, even XP. TC is close to 5, and FoCuS wants to bust this again. LabyRinth has to make a call, defend or push yourself. And he's there to defend. Man, we are dead even in supply.
Yeah, FoCuS would have been ahead. Oh, the gold mine might be not repaired. You have to remember to repair that, similar to how Night Elf has to repair against Undead all the time. FoCuS has no town portal, and the Devour on the Spirit Link could mount a kill. TC exposed, but Walker dies first. The Berserkers are finding a decent amount of kills, but the hero FoCuS might be too strong now. Coil level 3 just around the corner.
No mana potions anymore on the TC. Gets the feed. No, doesn't! Because the burrow is there. Hides in the ground. FoCuS low. FoCuS has to abandon this push. No chance. And in the meantime, skeletons put more damage onto the Great Hall. This is a crazy game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think LabyRinth has done enough now, though. The heroes are so strong. Lich almost level 4, Dark Ranger level 3. DK just got 5, still has mana. And as long as LabyRinth can elegantly deal with these level 3 Wolves, he's going to be just fine. Both at risk of losing their expansions currently just due to not repairing them. But
FoCuS.
No shockwave for the undead.
Yeah, FoCuS does it now with 3 peons. Constant damage onto acolytes in the base. FoCuS playing this as good as he can currently. But yeah, without Stomp, there's no crowd control really except the Raiders. But they die so quickly to Call Nova at this stage of the game. And there's no reinforced defense. There's no cement upgrade. Doesn't help the burrow. LabyRinth, for the first time in a bit, being aggressive once again! FoCuS, exactly! There's a coil with your name on it, doesn't even need it. Lich level 4, and without wolves, without chain lightning, what can you do against this? Statue needs a reposition. Doesn't need it, as LabyRinth weathered the storm and takes the 1-0 on Secret Valley.
That was a cool game, man. That was a lot of fun. Great back and forth. Really good attacks there on tier 2, going for that hit and run. The Raider Walker tier 2 push before under tier 3. Very good. Pillage and all that. But quite a few mistakes by FoCuS this game. Also, the last attack, he had no speed scroll, no TP to get out, ran to the towers, got slowed. Pretty weird. But the biggest mistake was at the very beginning. You can't allow the undead to just creep this natural for free. You gotta be there to harass instantly. Can't allow this fast explode like that.
Yeah, did he even peon scout FoCuS? I'm trying to remember back to the early game. I don't think he peon scouted, right? And of course, we want to be scouting. Is it Lich? Is it DK? Is it potentially Cryptlord even? And also, you know, then you can keep the peon alive, and then you can just put it in between the main base and the expansion. I don't think that's something FoCuS did, unless I'm misremembering.
Oh man, this was quite nuts. Yeah, this was a little slow. Then he switched gears. I think he overcommitted a little bit in the beginning, and then everything spiraled out of control because he thought he could heal. He couldn't.
True.
Then had to pull all the way back. LabyRinth realizing this, killing so many headhunters. If he can stay at the fountain, he can apply more pressure, break this expansion earlier, or threaten this expansion earlier. But that wasn't the case. FoCuS didn't reach the patch notes. And then it fell apart. But yeah, was great entertainment. I won't complain. And I won't complain if this game goes full distance. We have, of course, hopefully 2 more maps. This next one is Shallow Grave.
All right, and this could be, I want to say a map that you could see Lich on. I'm still waiting to see that Lich from LabyRinth. That's his trademark, but it hasn't been in this tournament. I was questioning earlier in the tournament if LabyRinth potentially was saving strats, especially when we saw him against Happy earlier, playing Ted Fiend's DK twice. I was wondering if he was saving strategies, but no reason to save strats in this series. There's only the 1 orc left over, so we'll see if he pulls out all the stops LabyRinth, or if he's just going to stick with the DK expansion, which seemed obviously not too bad.
So far, so good. LabyRinth 1 map away from a top 3 finish, first time in his career. FoCuS, you have to bring it back, and then defeat Foggy in the lower bracket if you want to claim your silver medal again that you won in season 6, I believe. Long time ago. Might have been season 8. Doesn't change up the building order too much. What?
Dreadlord.
Oh, no way! Here we go! Well. Blast from the past, LabyRinth vs. Xiaokai, one of the best W3Champions finals games ever back then on Last Refuge. Who remembers, chat? I do remember that we get new contributions here. Thank you, ZhangPQ and Kawana for buying the profile pictures, and Hambam for the $10 direct contributions. Can we push this to 4,500? These games definitely deserve it. But yeah, Lau, let's talk Dreadlord.
Yeah, I've been told that LabyRinth, in fact, has the best Dreadlord in the world.
Yeah, by far.
Maybe somebody like 120 could potentially, you know, if they practice enough, have the best Dreadlord in the world. But LabyRinth, because he's put so much time in, might be the best. And this seems like a great map. Actually, yeah, he's going to be able to sleep the priest and creep the mercenary camp right away, and that also allows him to get a Troll Shadow Priest. What an excellent map for the Dreadlord already, it seems like.
Exactly. We've seen a lot of Crypt Lords on the European side of things, but Labby, whenever he can, Dreadlord it is. And yeah, this is a Shadow Priest. This is Dispel against Wolves. This is great.
Yeah. Level 2.4, there's a Potion of Invulnerability, and if he just, I think you get I think you're 1 experience off if you creep this and the expansion fully, so that means 1 wolf or 1 sleep surround on a headhunter. And then that'll be level to Carrion Swarm, of course, the excellent counter to Headhunters.
FoCuS realizes it now. Dreadlord is kind of hurt, but of course with the Shadow Priest, that's not a big problem. Problem is that he's not fully mining.
Yeah, doesn't, of course, want to lose any of these Acolytes, and FoCuS, of course, wants to just get a full scout. FoCuS knows what's going to happen now. The question is, how much is he going to allow? He seems to be greedily creeping for Chain Lightning. Of course, Chain Lightning to get a last hit potential to deny this Dreadlord from getting any sort of potential level 3s, but for now, LabyRinth has to defend clean here. He can't lose too many ghouls.
Oh, he did lose quite a bit on Secret Valley already. Ghoul down, Shadow Priest ensnared, unlucky. Second Ghoul about to die, Wolf chasing. But yeah, this is problematic, man. This is problematic. No Vamp Aura here to support. Another Ghoul down, and the Sasquatch is still up. LabyRinth stubbornly continued to creep, but FoCuS just waiting for the Chain Lightning. He got something, I don't know what really.
The 3 experience off now. Maybe 1 Headhunter kill could find it. Everything has died at this expansion now. Okay, there's the level 3, and the Grunt is going to fall. So LabyRinth has sort of held on, but he needs to rebuild that Acolyte, and he needs to, kill this Grunt, ideally. He cannot let this unit get away. He needs some return investment in how much he just gave to this expansion creep.
LabyRinth killed the Sasquatch here. I wasn't 100% sure. Deny by FoCuS. Lovely. But he finds himself in a surround, wakes it up. Nice counterplay by FoCuS towards the sleeps. But there's more sleep. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. Like he plays against this all the time. Really well adjusted by FoCuS.
Yeah, hard to do that. Not just once there, but 3 times in a row. Very, very nicely done from FoCuS. And FoCuS, what is your follow-up? Tier 2 just around the corner. If LabyRinth stubbornly commits to this expansion over and over again, we could see something like a Fire Lord, but
yes.
Then you're in a weird position where you have to end the game off of it, but it's possible for sure.
Yeah, that was the play that FoCuS did against Krav at DreamHack. It is a year ago, but he knows how to play it. Labby also knows how to play Dreadlord. Carrion Swarm 2. This was a lot of mana, actually. I just noticed it's sleep level 1. Ooh, that was a huge investment. He might have a Shadow Priest for healing, but how do you get the mana back?
Yeah, absolutely. Only 1 Carrion Swarm available currently, but FoCuS out of mana himself. This Summon of Wolves is the last for a while, and there is a priest to get rid of it. Oh, Farseer way far forward, but no dust. Oh, he did buy dust. What a mad lad.
Wow.
He has it ready to go.
Wow! Yeah, this push stopped in its tracks immediately. Shadow Priest survives, and the Acolyte as well. Man, how he shut the door in FoCuS's face, impressive. He's really well prepared, but can he do it again without mana?
Okay, double Bestiary and Shadowhunter coming out, so that means potential Wind Riders, of course. Not a lot of anti-air, except for the Carrion Storm currently, but Raiders, importantly, to break that expansion and to control the game. LabyRinth, no Town Portal FoCuS, no Town Portal himself, but I think LabyRinth is going to be the one that needs it more.
Oh yeah, he's running. Hex against the Shadow Priest, finally dying. Might need a new one, and you're once again 100% correct. Wyvern, it is. There's no anti-air for a long time, and it's around wonderfully done. FoCuS back in the series. The Shadowhunter is surrounded as well. Doesn't really matter though, does it? Oh, he just killed some off. Get some extra experience, but calls for the game. This was a little bit too much. Expo too late. Dreadlord dead. Floodgates open. Series prolonged.
Yeah, nice try. The Dreadlord, always a fun hero to see, but good harass. This time, FoCuS is on time here to deal with the expansion, and LabyRinth showing unusual strats, fast expansions against ORC, far from the norm, but fun to see. And we bring it to a 3rd map and a decider.
Yeah, and it's Rusty Creek, right? So
Yes.
This is a weird map, very much potential for expansion. I mean, the expansion towards the middle of the map, very difficult, but the expansion at the other spawns is not too tricky to creep. We, in fact, saw this as the first camp for Razormoon at the weekly on Wednesday, so we could definitely see it with a couple of ghouls, no problem.
Okay, then. One more map. Will it be the veteran that's been with the scene since 2004 and FoCuS? Or will it be LabyRinth? Can he make it? Can he claim the bronze medal? Is he stubborn now and is going for that expansion again, or does he have other tricks up his sleeve? This map got a revamp as well, by the way. It's not with the red tile set. There's a little bit of grass growing on Rusty Creek. I love this map. Players, unfortunately, not so much, but I'm very glad that it gets some playtime here now. One last map in the lower bracket semifinal. Who faces Foggy in the lowers final for the grand final? Off we go.
All right. Yeah, I definitely agree. I love this tile set. There's just something about the old tile set that when you look at it, you just think of like all the maps that maybe never made the cut that have that same tile set. But this one, when you see grass, you tend to think, all right, this could be a good map. This could be a good map.
I think that is indeed the mindset for 95% of the Warcraft players.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that. What tile set? It's the Centaur tile set or something like the Centaur Grove, obviously, is what I think of immediately. What is that? The Barons?
The Barons, yep.
Yeah, we hate Baron.
Yeah.
No, we don't. He's great. But yeah, it's like, I don't really know. Fields of Misery also was never really adopted to the map pool, which is still a shame. But Rusty Creek, the supposed to be replacement for Turtle Rock. No close spawn possible, but it can be crossed. It can be on the same lane. Here we got the cross position. So there is a mercenary camp in the middle. The expos are doable, especially the starting position ones. And a lot to creep here. I want tier 3. I want 5/5/5 heroes. I want ultimates. Let's go. LabyRinth back to DK.
Is it back to DK expansion, or is it just standard? Of course, standard build order, definitely not bad against the FoCuS Headhunters, and there is room for very tactical play with the one base DK quick level 3 strategy, but we'll see if LabyRinth decides to go for the expansion again. I mean, it definitely looked really strong with the DK, just not with the Dreadlord so much, but I feel like it was less about the Dreadlord last game and more about the difficulty of that initial creep camp and the fact that FoCuS was in his face so early with level 2. I think on a map with an easier expansion, LabyRinth could definitely secure that second base.
I agree. If that's his target, he will be able to get it. Definitely doable. All right, we start a little bit more aggressive for FoCuS, but not an immediate scout. So these players don't know where the opponent spawns currently. With skeletons and wolves, they should be able to figure this out in no time. And FoCuS not with the super fast tech. LabyRinth not with the super fast tech. We look at the inventory. The TP is still there, so looks like a one base play so far.
One base in level 2 and Claws of Attack. Can't complain with that so far. And FoCuS going to get his level 2 and then probably send a wolf to scout for the expansion. In FoCus's mind, this is still an expansion for LabyRinth. Skeleton goes across to scout and FoCuS gets the cloak again. So if it was a Dreadlord, he'd be happy to find that. But LabyRinth going to be happy to find the first headhunter kill potentially with the DK going aggro.
Okay. We got a new sub here, by the way. Thank you, Messaman, for the 14 month. For the Horde, he says. Hopefully FoCuS is fueled by that a little bit.
Both players attacking now. Grunt, DK's in front of the Grunt. Could go for a surround, but needs to go back to coil the Ghoul. You don't want to sacrifice those just yet. Skeletons, I love the set and forget sort of plays. 2 skeletons just right-clicked on the FoCuS, and there they will stay. Grunt, not going to be staying in between the Ghouls. Going to try to get back home, but FoCuS microing this oh so well, forcing another coil soon enough.
Yeah, so does LabyRinth. This Ghoul should be safe. The initial aggression by FoCuS shut down immediately. LabyRinth buying quite some time. Tech around the same moment. A little bit of an advantage for FoCuS here to get the second hero out faster. And then TC or Shadowhunter. We'll see. But first and foremost, level the first heroes.
Okay, LabyRinth's going to go for another one of these claw camps, which is quite nice. It drops that item, actually, and he does get another Claws of Attack. This is looking like a Dark Ranger possibility with these sorts of items.
I was about to say the same. Like, this is so crazy. Headhunters will go extinct if the Dark Ranger gets her hands on these claws.
Mighting, first blood, nicely done. But yeah, LabyRinth is definitely behind on experience. Generally, you want to get level 3 as early as you possibly can, by at least having it by tier 2. Seems necessary, but it's going to be difficult for him to find that with FoCuS being so aggressive himself. And LabyRinth backs away with only one coil in his back pocket, and FoCuS very, very close. One camp away from level 3 now.
It's not that great. I feel like Labby a little too aggressive, maybe.
Forces are under attack.
But tier 2 is finishing in 12 seconds. And then it's Dark Ranger time. And then FoCuS might position himself a little too aggressive if he's facing the Dark Lady.
There is a coil still available for the Taskmaster and no Chain Lightning, so if all goes perfectly, LabyRinth would steal this, but Dark Ranger. Claws just need to be passed over sooner rather than later, and he won't forget about them. Nicely done. Now the Dark Ranger, she'll kill this entire army on her own. FoCuS has to back away.
Exactly. 45 max damage. That's pretty insane. Little bit overcommitment. The damage not going to the headhunters, but rather on the grunt. Miss Micro, I feel. DK also very hurt. Gets the Dark Ranger to safety with that coil. And always one ghoul left. Now the Dark Ranger onto headhunters. This is where the damage is supposed to be. Going deep with the DK once again. But saved, I guess. FoCuS, safe to the shadows. DK doesn't want to leave. Doesn't want to leave. What is this crazy game again?
Of course, no lab on Rusty Creek, so FoCuS knows that he's actually quite safe using that cloak right there. Torn Chieftain now out tier 3. Does that double bestiary? I saw no, just single bestiary. And one header are going to go down. A couple were quite low. Dark Ranger going all the way across the map. We're seeing the strength of this DR. The fact that she can just be here on her lonesome and still pressure the whole army back just shows why you go for this tempo play. DK going to have to back away. FoCuS, ooh, I was thinking he had a Chain Lightning for a second there, but he does not.
Does he remember the position? Goes for a surround? No, not really. New Wolves. There is no coil currently, but there is in 5. Trying to disrupt the creeping of the Dark Ranger. I like that. But, oh, replenishment. What a perfect item. But he has to TP nonetheless. Both playing very nicely around each other. TC with Storm first, looking for a little bit of a surprise engagement. Dust settles, Carson. Where are we at in this game?
Yeah, I feel LabyRinth maybe didn't get enough done there with that Dark Ranger with those double claws. He got, what, a grunt and I think a headhunter. Maybe even not the headhunter, though. He slowed down, of course, the creeping of the Torn Chieftain, because now the FoCuS has to heal up. He had to delay the TC going to the first camp there to force that town portal. So LabyRinth could have been in a better position, but I do think FoCuS is definitely going to be pretty comfortable here.
All right. DK not level 3 is an issue. Trying to fix it here. Wonder if he goes for a mercenary again. There is a Cobalt Taskmaster, which is powerful, but also expensive. And the damage aura probably not the greatest. Levels unlocked. Tier 3 on both sides. We're about to get Frenzy. We're going to get Destroyers, Lich, Orb. All the great upgrades. And both second heroes pretty underleveled.
Yeah, will be remedied soon enough, though. Both players with a easy ability to creep, especially once LabyRinth has that first Destroyer, and of course that Orb. And now FoCuS is going to have Berserker upgrade in about 10 seconds. That, of course, makes it possible to creep any camp on the map. FoCuS also should get a Potion of Invulnerability. By the way, Scroll the Beast and level 2 in the Torn Chief. All good things. And maybe Dust's going to be necessary soon enough for FoCuS, because the Fiends, the number is rising.
Yep. No burrow yet, though. BB, thank you for the 20-month resub. Good morning, Neo and Carson. Leaving out Remo. That's a little rude, but the sub, is nice. Thank you. Red spot for FoCuS. What's it gonna be? Okay, Hood of Cunning. Not that great. Would have been amazing for Dark Ranger or Lich, but though not too much. No skeletons too. No Lich just yet. LabyRinth isn't online.
Yeah, the red camp's very easy to creep for both players, just because the big creep not magic immune, similar to maybe the Ogre Warlord at other camps like Concealed Hill and Last Refuge, things like that, where you can just sort of snipe the item and run away. That's a similar dynamic on Rusty Creek. FoCuS going to do just that. Sobi Mask and soon to be level 3 Torn Chieftain as well. LabyRinth, this is over aggression, I would argue.
Oh, he wants to cover an expansion. Or is it for a shade? No, it's an expansion.
An expansion? Oh, yeah, the Acolyte going across. I was wondering about that, but yeah, now he's going to go for it. And I suppose If he just threatens focus but never directly takes the fight, it could be good. He's, of course, trying to potentially scout for a tiny Great Hall, which could have came immediately on tier 3 for focus, but has not yet, at least.
I don't think it's an over-aggression, though, if he fights now, because TC is not level 3. Dark Ranger only needs 1 Coil Nova, and then it's Black Arrow 2. Utility is horrible for LabyRinth, though. There's not a single item he can use. Against Heal Scroll, Beast Scroll, Invo Potion is not too great. Beast Scroll immediately. Stomp hits the DK very far forward. Oh, actually needs 2 kills. Maybe didn't expect that. Shadow Hunter 2. Here's Dark Ranger. No Black Arrow 2 yet. Needs to skill it. This is such big value. But he's too busy. There we go. But also level 3 TC.
Nice Nova there, going to find a couple of Berserker kills. Destroyer's micro to the back of Torn Chief, and the second stomp was not great, but the third stomp is going to be better. The Kodo has yet to eat, can maybe do that Fiend to the left. Chain Lightning, 2 Fiends about to follow the coil, finds its mark, but only 1 left, and no Town Portal, as you mentioned. The utility lacking, but now the late stage of the fight, the Skeleton Snowball is coming into full effect. The DK now out of mana officially, but LabyRinth, look at all these skellies.
FS! Oh, so close. Oh, so close. The Night King LabyRinth raising the army of the dead a little too much for focus. Had to get out, and expansion is almost done.
A player's force is
What a nice timing. Like, LabyRinth, even if he doesn't trade perfectly in that fight, he did lose a lot of ghouls. At least he trades good enough and forces the Town Portal, and now his expansion is a freebie. There's a Skeleton in the main base canceling salves as well. Huge play there from LabyRinth.
Nice.
It's just a delay further for this expo that's now come fully through and not yet scouted, of course.
Thank you, DC21071 for the 50-month resub. Good morning, Neo, Carson, and Remo.
Good morning.
Oh, Coil Nova.
Raider.
Good morning, Raider. He was asleep. And it's still so many skeletons. What do you do against it?
Oh, nice stomp, but the Kodo goes down. But stomping just skeletons, not great. Destroyer does fall, though, so focus finds a return kill. That was 6 supply for 5 there in that exchange. Of course, a little bit more mana, but the statue's working overtime. Focus comes back in, but he has no idea about the expansion.
Exactly. He's not harassing at all. No scouting going on despite 2 observer wards that are on the map. FoCuS is inches away from 4, which then enhances the AoE damage, of course, but it's just not enough. He's not going for a tiny. He's not scouting enough. He's just busy intercepting army. That's kind of fine, but if you pay the price of a statue for a rat spot, you gladly take it. Ancient Django!
He's going to need it, because he's going to need to hightail it out of here most likely. Maybe he could turn around and try to kill that Raider. Does he have a coil and a Nova? He does. Oh, Destroyer ensnared forward. That sometimes can happen if it's got something blocking it beneath, just like a Zeppelin sometimes. The Destroyer falls. Raider traded, but now LabyRinth can back away. 48 against 46 currently, but Focus in better shape to win this fight.
But the expansion is running for quite some time now. LabyRinth, easy job to replenish the losses. Shadowhunter not 3, but also close. For the Undead, no big upgrades here. Is there a Nova? In a second, Labby is trying to steal some time. Coil Nova online, but another Destroyer is getting ensnared here. Chain Lightning stealing, goes for the Shadowhunter, and the healer, the supporter, is just gone, deletes him off the map. But that was a little obvious, wasn't it?
Man, what a great game from LabyRinth so far, and I realize only now that he bought a TP on his way to this red camp as well, so he is very, very safe this whole time. He can get out if he needs to, but he's just doing such a great job of buying all the time in the world, saying, hey, yeah, I'm trying to fight. Oh my god, maybe I'm going to lose the fight. Doesn't even matter at all because he's mining on 2 bases, and now he might be killing the CORSAIR.
Exactly. Dispel level 4 on the Dark Ranger. Invo Potion triggered. This coil has to go to the Lich, possibly. No! Oh no! Long distance! GG! FoCuS is out at LabyRinth with a top 3 performance in W3Champions Season 12. Bronze medal for him. All the way from the round of 16 into the second last series of the tournament. Congrats, LabyRinth.
Yeah, really cool. Great showing. This is the breakout performance for LabyRinth that we've been waiting for a long time. Great play by him. FoCuS not playing his very best today, I would say. Creeping there on the last map, way too slow on the TC. He needed to be level 3 way faster. And then the engagement he took, not the best. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Berserkers were on A-click a lot of the time. They were attacking the creeps so much. The creeps kept running back in. The ghouls weren't killed quickly enough. Also, he didn't use the scroll of the beast properly. Should have summoned the wolves first, bait the dispel, and then he used the scroll. A little botched there by FoCuS, and with that he's out. But yeah, LabyRinth, the last Korean in the running in this whole tournament is LabyRinth. Who'd have thought that?
Exactly. No Chinese left anymore. We eliminated Colorful yesterday. Now FoCuS out too. We got Happy in the grand final, of course. Now Foggy versus LabyRinth. An entire day of Night Elf versus Undead for Harry Potter. He definitely needs some magic because LabyRinth has already eliminated Sini, 15 Sway, and Colorful in this matchup.
Ridiculous. Yeah, he's just been owning the Night Elves. Like he's beaten all of them. Every Night Elf he's played. Like it looks like versus Orc is his best matchup with what he just displayed. But statistically so far in this tournament, definitely versus Night Elf, he had not really huge issues. Two of these series were 2-1, of course, but the 1-2-0 against 15 Sway was almost very, very one-sided. And then, of course, versus Colorful yesterday. Colorful potentially one of the best Night Elves in the world currently. There's an argument to be made that Colorful better than Foggy at times, but is he better than Foggy in this matchup where Foggy has so much practice?
Oh boy, this is going to be exciting. We are also very, very close to $4,500 for the prize pool. Thank you, Randius, for the $10 donation. Is there anything here? W Razor for the 30-month resub here on the channel. Hello to Remo in particular.
Hello. Thank you.
Remo, now that you were a little lazy during this series, do you want to tell us about all the pros of W3Champions?
Oh, hell yeah. War3Champions is just the best thing ever. Guys, check it out, War3Champions.com. We got a ladder, we got all kinds of stats, and of course we got the best platform possible for playing Warcraft on. And not just Warcraft. Also Footman Frenzy, lots of fun games. Everything is supported if you're an FFA player, if you're a 4v4 player, 2v2 player. Playing with homies maybe, or just playing yourself, whatever skill level you are. Join War3Champions. It is the best thing, the best platform, the best environment we've ever had, with so many features as well. You can customize your hotkeys, you can customize your color, like degens like Hitman, who always want to play in green. And there's so many things that the team has been able to work out and implement over time. There's even Flow TV nowadays, which is a rebirth of Walk TV, and it's constantly being added to this wonderful project. Check them out again, War3Champions.com. This is our celebration of their great product. I almost wanted to say, but it's not a product. It's free, and it's wonderful. And that's why we're all here. That's why we're all able to enjoy these amazing games, whole spots, great matchmaking. They got it all. Check them out, and maybe even show some love. If you're feeling very generous, you can chip in as well, because of course, you know, server have to be maintained and such, or just join the Discord and leave a nice word behind. They got a good vibes channel also, and yeah, become part of the community. You don't want to miss it.
Exactly, Remo. Damn great advertisement, as if you do this for a living. One of the recent adjustments W3Champions did was to get rid of ranking points that we've used for the past 2.5 years and replace them with levels. And you know what, guys? It's pretty damn rewarding, because if you lose matches, you don't lose levels or experience. You just lose a bit of MMR, and that got me to quite a few matches. I got like more than 50 matches this season already, and you know, level 23 is not the greatest, but very motivating to grind these levels. So hopefully you guys are encouraged to play on W3Champions as well, because the more of you play, the shorter the queue times are. If we fill the leagues, and of course the competition is more suitable for everybody, and that's exactly what we want. So it's a community duty to play on W3Champions, and we go off duty for a little bit. We give LabyRinth some time, we give ourselves some time to refresh, and we give you some time to support the W3Champions finals, maybe the W3Champions project, or the Back to Warcraft project, because you can find all the ways to support us at backtowarcraft.com/support. We have a Patreon up. Here is the link to the Twitch sub, to the YouTube membership, to the one-time donations. You can throw us your crypto. You can buy our merch and represent B2W wherever you go. Or you take a visit to our sponsors. You need new hardware? Go for CORSAIR. You need iced tea and energy? go for Holy. You want to improve your nutrition a little bit and maybe get some cool shakes for the winter. Huel is your friend. And if you're looking to upgrade your browser, click the Opera GX browser for gamers. For every download, we get a little bit of money. So that would be very, very helpful if you download via this link, of course. A little bit of a break and then 2 more series. The best of 5 between Foggy and LabyRinth is coming up.